We have so many beautiful historic buildings here in Ohio. One of my favorites is the Kelton House.
Ooh, good one. And I really love visiting the Franklin Park Conservatory. And oh my goodness, if you go during the holidays, it is gorgeous.
Then you'll love where we go in our first story. It's another beautiful place to visit during the holidays. We head to the historic Clifton Mill in Clifton, Ohio to find out more.
My family, we bought the mill in 1987. My father and I and our other life were a big part of the men's and women's fragrance business, believe it or not. Gave up the suits and ties and bought this and said, let's make a go of this. My father's always been a big holiday kind of guy, and we bought almost, 10,000 lights thinking we'd never need another light again. And didn't know anything about electricity hardly, and just threw up lights, as best we could. And people started pulling in saying, wow, this is really beautiful, you should share this. And that was like an aha moment for my father. And here we are 4.8 million lights later and counting. This year we started the end of August. We will be done probably the week of Thanksgiving. We typically start at the far end of this side of the gorge, work our way to the bridge, which is where we are now. We'll go across the bridge eventually, and then we will clear that side and put them all up on the gorge over there in the mill. And then we will do the animated miniature village, and then we're basically done. So we start down there with a line and just start lining it. There's 3 layers though. There's the gorge layer, this middle layer, then this upper layer. But if you come over and look closely at any of this, these are literally individual strands. String them, stretch them, put it down, boom, 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 boom. The only netting would be what we call the waterfall of lights. This is a river coming down out of the hill, down and around, and splashes over the end, mimicking the falls. To me, it's the centerpiece of it. There's so many lights in it, it's just like. Original mill's 1802. That's a year before Ohio was even a state. The original owner was Owen Davis. He goes way back to General Whiteman and the people from the Revolutionary War that founded this area, basically the Ohio Territory, and started up a mill. We're like number 7 family, I believe. Other notable owners were like the Pattersons, who went on, in Dayton history is Patterson Park, Wright Pat, NCR. These buildings are all, what you see is original, it's old. Basically like a time capsule. The mid-1800s, there was a sawmill, and then Patterson had a wool and linen mill, and a paper mill, and a straw mill, and a barrel making mill, and a cider mill, gunpowder mills. There were no factories, so that was early industry. This was part of the accommodation line that went from Columbus to Cincy. This is one of the branches. The sawmill shared the same mill race that powers us. It was over across the road. It's long gone. This mill has always been what's called a grist mill, which is just an old word that means to grind. So flour, wheat, corn, buckwheat have always been the primary product here. People who marched off to the Civil War came here and got their little bag of cornmeal and flour to take with them and stuff. It's just really crazy to think about that kind of thing. So many people every year say, oh, it's just Christmas lights, anybody can do that. And I'm like, all right, let's see you crawl out on a bridge that's 40 feet above the river in weather with all these cords. Or up on this roof, or that high roof. I'm the only one that goes up there. I don't ask any of my people to go up there. He and I are the main people. We have about 4 or 5 guys who come after their real jobs or, you know, every other day, part-time, to give us a hand. You know, we're up against cities and parks and, you know, people with big budgets and big crews. It's just little old us. That deck is where you want to be. You'll see a little wooden box. That is the switch. 14 200 amp panels all kick in. So it goes from total darkness to just the animated miniature village is a lot of fun. I'm the generation parents would take me and my sister, say downtown, and look at the department store windows with all the cool stuff going on. So that's what we try to recreate. Santa collection, that's my mother's domain. There are approximately 2,500 Santas of all different ages in the Santa collection. At my age and stage of doing this now, honestly, you'll see me smile a lot when now I get generational people coming up, children of children who came here and had such an amazing experience, and they're like, we want to share this with our children and our grandchildren, and I'm just like, wow, this is part of why we keep going.
History runs deep in a lot of communities, not only in their structures, but also in their industry.
Reynoldsburg is one of those places that takes pride in an item you eat every day, but may not know the history behind how it was developed. Any guesses, Charlene?
Honeycrisp apples? How about corn, some variety of corn?
Well, those are great guesses, but we're actually talking about the modern day tomato. We caught up with folks from the Reynoldsburg Historical Society who share the story of the Livingston Seed Company.
Hi, Mary. Hi, Barth.
Well, hi there. How are you?
Hi, it's good to be here.
Hi, Brent. How are you today?
Doing great. Now, I know we're going to talk about Alexander Livingston, but here's my question. How come it's Reynoldsburg and not Livingstonburg?
Well,
That doesn't sound quite as nice, does it? I don't know about that ring.
it must be that James C. Reynolds that came from Zanesville. When the National Road came through in 1830, he came from Zanesville. We hooked up to Zanesville, so he came out here, and he was a postmaster. He was a brigadier general.
We were almost named after a gentleman by the name of John French.
Yes.
We were almost called Frenchtown. And when James Reynolds came, the community really embraced him and accepted him and determined that the name of this community should be named after James Reynolds, and we are now Reynoldsburg.
Okay. Where did the first settlers come from?
They originally came from Scotland. They were being persecuted, so they came over to this continent and landed in Truro, Nova Scotia. That's why the township is named Truro Township. Congress allotted the refugee tract to the Nova Scotia refugees, and only one of them really came and settled. James Crawford, wasn't he the only one? Everybody else sold their land.
Mary, one of the early settling families was the Livingston family.
They came in, I think it was 1815 they came, and they built a house up on Wagner Road. Alexander was born in 1821.
And now he's forever famous because he's associated with the tomato.
The original tomato was small. The plants had irregular sizes. They were hollow. They're kind of like a green pepper, a watery green pepper.
As a young child, he found tomatoes out in the wild and took them home to his mother, and she very quickly said, "Oh no, don't eat those, those are poisonous." And then as he grew up into his later life, he cultivated the first edible commercial variety called the Paragon tomato. That was his first tomato.
So how did he go about developing this variety? Did he have formal training as a scientist?
He didn't have any training. It was a lot of experiment.
He had a field of tomatoes, and he thought, well, I'll pick the best tomato off of each plant. So he'd go to each plant and pick one tomato. Then he'd save the seeds, and the next year he grew those. Well, then he got the same thing because the genes were in the stalk of the plant or in the plant itself. So he said, I'll do it another way. So he went and picked the best looking plant, and he grew a field of those, and they came out really good. And he kept, then he took the best out of that crop, and the next year he planted that. Took him, what, 20 years?
Oh, it was a long
Time to get to the Paragon, because every year he would take the best plant and plant it again until he got what he wanted.
And that was his kind of eureka moment to concentrate on the plant rather than just the seed, right?
Right.
So he has this successful tomato, and he starts selling them, and he organizes a seed company that bears his name. Is that right?
Correct. This house had a building that got blown down in a storm where they packaged some of this seeds and things like that.
Alexander Livingston Seed Company is still in existence, and his picture is on those packets still to this day.
Well, his company takes off, but actually tomatoes take off everywhere, right? I mean, people are growing them, and there's all sorts of companies selling the seeds. But he visits all these fairs to collect different varieties and that sort of thing, right?
He wanted to develop a gold tomato, a yellow tomato, a purple tomato. He would go to the state fairs where they displayed their best tomatoes and talk to the growers.
Let's take a minute and just describe some of the items you brought here.
The seed box that would have had the different varieties of seeds, and someone would go to the, pick out their, whatever they were going to plant that year. You can see it goes back to 1876.
I love some of the names that he came up with.
Acme, the Acme, the Golden Queen, I believe.
Yeah, he said it was fit for a king.
Yeah.
You're right, uh-huh.
Well, the catalog, that one there's dated 1888. There's a lot of original artwork in there, pen and ink, color. It had to be quite a job to make those catalogs. And this is a book of Livingston and the Tomato. I believe he wrote that. These are seed bags. There's a picture of one of the seed packets and a recipe. He wrote a lot of recipes.
And the tomato is still really important to Reynoldsburg.
That's correct. We actually have a festival every year. It's in the second week of August. We have people who grow their own tomatoes in this community, and we have everything from the smallest tomato all the way up to the largest tomato, and fun varieties and people that kind of create their own little creations to make something fun and interesting.
Well, it's a fascinating life, and thanks for sharing us the details of Mr. Livingston in Reynoldsburg.
He was an amazing man, and one other thing I always love to share about Alexander Livingston and one of Reynoldsburg's histories is Alexander Livingston was a big proponent of the Underground Railroad. He served a lot of people trying to get them safely through communities, and he would use his wagon called the Ark to transport slaves to get out of Reynoldsburg to the next safe spot in the Underground Railroad. So Reynoldsburg's got a fascinating history, and Alexander Livingston takes a big role in it.
Thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you for coming.
Charlene, can you whistle?
Sure.
Are you sure?
Some of the time I can. How about you?
Let's see.
Okay.
Well, thank goodness they've invented whistles, right? I couldn't sustain that for too long.
Yeah, me either, clearly. And I bet you didn't know we have a major supplier of whistles close to here in Worthington, Ohio. We sent architectural historian Jeff Darby to the American Whistle Corporation to learn more about its history.
Columbus never was a big industrial city the way Cleveland and Youngstown or Dayton were, but we did make things here. We made steel for a long time. We brew beer here, especially in the microbreweries. But we also have an interesting company, the American Whistle Corporation. We make whistles here in Columbus, and it's the only place this kind of whistle is made in the entire United States. Hello, Phil. How are you?
Jeff, how are you?
Good to see you. Well, I've been looking forward to coming here.
Well, here you are. You made. You know what? I wore my Sunday's best for you. You see that? Yeah.
I like the shirt.
The machines do throw grease out, and it
Oh,
always
well.
lands on me.
Oh,
So,
swell.
Yeah.
Well, I do hear the sounds of production in there. Shall we take a tour?
We are well underway
All
on
right.
one of the hottest days of the year. So you ready to see it?
I am.
Come on in.
Great.
It's all underway. Is it everything you dreamed it would be?
I think it is. I love factories.
Well, you know what? Since you've graced us with your presence, there's your whistle right there.
Why, thank you.
Our company here, American Whistle, has been in business since 1956.
So this panel sort of explains the process. It shows
Yeah.
the parts, the
Yeah, it
intermediate
does.
parts.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of this today. I'll show you some of these
Well,
presses.
at the sound of the whistle, let's start the tour.
You know, over here, press number 1, I've named this press Big Junior. Yeah, just watch down here in the bottom. There'll be two parts falling down there on each stroke. So here we go. See, what's happening is this brass is being fed in between these two shoes, and inside of the shoes we have 2 Mickey Mouse ears. Here's a piece of the scrap brass.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah, you see that Big Junior's got one Mickey Mouse shaped tooth facing forward and one facing backwards.
So this is a die cutting machine.
Absolutely, yes. It pops those things right through, and the scrap brass is cut off, slides down, we recycle it, they take it away, melt it down, bring it back looking like that. I can get about 6,000 of these Mickey Mouse ears out of each one of these coils. They're about 101 pounds a piece. Big Junior's right here, and Big Junior's standing right beside
Okay.
great-great-grandpa press number 2.
All right.
Because Big Junior was made in 1975. Press number 2 was made in 1905, we found out. Basically how this one works, we've gone to the progressive die,
Right.
press number 5, and made these parts. And these are stacked up right here. Got them all stacked up in the feeder box.
Yep.
And this cylinder right here, well, inside the cylinder it has a little shaft, and it strips off the bottom one and it sends it back
Okay.
into the
Sends it in
press.
one at a time.
Yep, one at a time. When it gets back in there, they're oriented like this. And there's another cylinder that pops this out. And then the press sends a fixture this direction and wraps this around the top. That retracts and air pressure kicks it into the side box there while it's moving another one in. Now it's looking like a whistle, huh?
Boy, it sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go on and take our little Mickey Mouse
All
here
right.
over here
Okay.
to press number 3. So
All right.
over here. I didn't come up with a nickname for this one, though. You know, we have a die insert, and I believe, Jeff, if you looked at your whistle, this is the die that we use in there. This is a die insert. These are made of hardened steel, and yes, that is.
Okay.
You know, there's a die insert that's in there right now.
Okay.
It's facing the ceiling, and of course, you know, this says Coach backwards since it's a stamp. These parts are fed in one at a time. Once again, there's a metal piece that
So
strips off the bottom.
these Mickey Mouse ears go in there.
Yep, they slide right over top of the one that's installed down here.
Okay.
And then you can see we have a little bit of space that exists right here that overlapping. So the press will come down and hit it and move this down underneath the surface a little bit. By doing that, it stamps it and it moves both of those parts up and shapes the whistle. So let's see what die insert we have in here. This might be an award one, maybe. But there, yes, that's
Okay.
the American classic right
Okay.
there. So we do a lot of, that'll probably be rack plated.
Okay.
That might be an award whistle too.
Okay.
So what do you say we check out the soldering station
Sure.
over here? But most of it's automated. Now it starts out in a bowl feeder, all those little tips there. And put thousands of those in there, and then every now and there's a spiraling ramp that goes to the top of that bowl feeder and connects up with a track that straightens them out for the machine to come down and use suction and pick one of them up at a time, place it over onto the little cradle, or the nest, we call it, puts that down in there, and then it moves to one of the next station, and it actually emits a couple of the dollops of that solder paste out onto the tip where it's going to be in contact with the back of the barrel.
flux, yeah.
Rotates around to the front where Kelly's working a little bit here, and then that open gas flame over there, what's melting all that solder paste.
All of this is precise, but this is a particularly precise process to get
Really
the
has to
proper
be.
amount of solder in the right places at the right time.
After we get them out of here, then we put them. It's kind of hard to see. We have two different vibratories. We have one over there, the square one's called Mr. D. Burr. And we also have, I call it the Big Bagel, back here in the back. We could put about 5,000 in that one for run. 6 hours in there polishing them up.
Okay.
And 1,000 in this, and the smaller one. We use that one more for custom orders and
Okay,
things.
so they polish and smooth the surface.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We have a new product that we're making, and it's a plastic whistle.
Oh,
And you know what? Can I arrange for you to help us make one of
I'd
them?
be happy to.
Okay, come on over here.
Let's do it.
This machine right here is a sonic welder, and we make these in our injection molding machine, and that's just two halves
Yeah, it's half of a
of
whistle.
a whistle. Yeah, did I give you the two same right
Yep,
hand? Okay.
Yep, they're the right ones.
And you know what? I was mentioning that we make a synthetic cork, and there's different. What color would you like to put in there?
Oh, I think blue is nice.
Oh, okay. There you go. Just set it right down in there.
This one goes here,
Yeah,
and then you put the P in.
that's it. All right, give her a shot there.
Okay, done.
Jeff, you're hired. You know what? This is now sonically welded together with that frequency that you just heard.
So it created heat that melted the plastic.
Exactly. You know that we can make all sorts of colors with these too, and I figured that you would want an OSU whistle or an Ohio State whistle.
Well, absolutely.
So I wanted to make that for you, just knowing. Why don't you give that thing? Now, before you blow that thing, chills might run up and down your spine like they did me the first time I did. I'm scared. I'm ready.
I'm ready. You ready?
Okay. Something else, isn't it?
So how can people come and visit?
Yes, people can come and visit us Monday through Friday. You can give us a call, or you can schedule it on AmericanWhistle.com.
Okay. And there's a small fee for the tour,
Yes, there is.
but you end up with a whistle.
You do. You know, so you can look at it. You're paying for the tour, or you're paying for the whistle.
One of them is
You
free.
get one of them free,
One of them's
yeah.
free. Great. Well, this has been wonderful. Thank you for my experience and for my souvenirs.
Well, thank you for coming and visiting with us, Joe.
Glad to be here, and thanks for the tour and for learning the process.
You got it.
WOSU's Curious Sea Bus answers your questions about our region, its history, and its people. The Columbus Division of Fire recently turned 200 years old. Over that long history, the department has grown to 35 stations covering the city. Along the way, some of those stations have garnered some interesting nicknames. This led one curious viewer to ask Curious Sea Bus, how did Columbus fire stations such as the River Rats get their unique names? A fire station getting a nickname or adopting a mascot is a fairly common practice, and Columbus is no exception. Columbus Fire Station 10 is in the heart of Franklinton, a neighborhood that has its own nickname, the Bottoms. That's because the land was prone to flooding from the Scioto River before the construction of a flood wall. That history and the proximity to the river led the firefighters of Station Number 10 to be affectionately known as the River Rats. Now, the location of a fire station often plays a role in its nickname, and that was the case for Station 5, which is located at 211 McNaughton Road. For many years, Station 5 was the only station on the far east side. Because of that, it came to be called the House of the Rising Sun. That station is no longer the easternmost station, but the name stuck. In some cases, the physical building itself lends itself to a nickname. Fire Station 1, which is located at 300 North 4th Street, is known as the Eagle's Nest because it's a tall 3-story building and staff have to go up and down a lot of steps to get anywhere they need to go. Station 2 is the John Nance Station, dedicated to a longtime Columbus firefighter who died in a 1987 arson fire. But it also has a different nickname. It started decades ago when their ladder truck carried a monitor nozzle on its running board. To protect it from the weather, they had a canvas cover for it, which looked a bit like a bulldog. So eventually, they came to be known as the Bulldogs. One of the most unusual nicknames comes from a connection to the king of rock and roll. Station 14, which today is located at 1514 Parsons Avenue, is known as the Elvis Station. The story goes that when the station was having its annual inspection party, someone put out a bust of Elvis Presley. The assistant fire chief at the time was not entirely pleased with that piece of artwork and asked the station captain why it was there. The captain explained that they were following the division systems manual to, quote, do the best to fit in with the neighborhood, end quote. So the statue stayed, and eventually neighbors started donating collectibles, such as paintings of Elvis on black velvet. It wasn't long before Elvis had a locker of his own with a set of firefighting gear right next to a guitar. Do you have a question for Curious Sea Bus? Head over to wosu.org/curious to submit your idea. Vote on which question we should investigate next, and see what we've covered so far.
Thanks for being with us. And remember, you can catch all of our episodes on columbusneighborhoods.org.
Plus, see our stories on the WOSU mobile app. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We'll see you back here next week on Columbus Neighborhoods.
Filling stockings while your dreams are filled with delight. Singing, scatting, belly laughing, spreading cheer. Travels from the North Pole only once a year. Whose pipes are warm and sled is hot, he's finally here. Must be Santa Claus. Santa shook and swinging when he's in the